Hey, what's up everybody? This is Brian with Shadowmarq, and today I want to do a quick walk around, just a high-level tour of this rig so far, and just kind of give you a rundown of all the modifications that I've done to it so far, and then maybe in a follow-up video or however many it takes, we'll do some, I guess, product-specific videos to kind of talk a little bit more in depth about some of the other modifications that I did and why I chose them. But for now, I just kind of want to do like a walk around of this rig. Let's go ahead and get started with the outside. You can see right here, we'll talk about the wheels, the tires, the sliders, the rooftop tent, the KC lights up there, the suspension as well. So right now, we'll just go ahead and kick it off. I'm running out of daylight, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this as fast as I can while my kids are at soccer just across the way. So right now, you see, these are the Rika Rambler. These are the R35Vs, which the V stands for van, but they have the same wheel pattern as the Sprinters, so that's a 6x130. So these are 17x8s. They originally come in satin black or a bronze color, which look great. That's what I originally had before, but I went ahead and for Overland Expo had these custom powder coated to a mag blue, if you will, which is a Volk or a Rays racing kind of color wheel. And then I did a two-tone powder coat here with this kind of like eggshell white wall kind of deal. It looks like it's on the tire, but it's really on the wheel. I've got the Falcon AT4Ws. These are 35 by 11.5 by 17s. Obviously, and they are a great tire. They're relatively new. Some would say it's a little bit hard to get, but they've been great so far. We've taken them on trips to Arizona, Utah, obviously California, places like Joshua Tree and the desert and Big Bear and what have it. But they do really good. They're great. So we're happy with the tires. Behind the tires, we've got King suspension. So I had the first prototype set. We did some R&D using this vehicle with King Engineering, and we've got 2.5 shocks with remote resis up in the front, short fin for the cooling, as well as the adjustable compression, that little red knob that you might see in there. If we work our way to the back, before we change camera angles, we've got the rock sliders by White Knuckle. There's three styles. These are the 20-degree tilt up with a kick out, has a flare up here. It's for design as well as for function. Some would use it for pivoting off of rocks or obstacles or whatnot to kind of prevent the vehicle from getting contact with the obstacle, but also that kick out helps kind of push the vehicle into a pivoting position. So that might help. I don't plan to do that. I hope to never be in that situation, but it's a great looking style. There's two other styles that are available. We've got the 20-degree tilt with no kick out, and a lot of people like that as well. That's an exclusive design to Shadowmarq. It doesn't have the kick out, so they like this kind of really clean look that goes across without that kick out, and that's a great look as well. Some people might want more of a step, so we make a 0-degree. It only comes with the kick out, so it's going to look like this. It's just going to come 0-degree, and it's going to have a step plate on top of it, and that step plate is kind of nice because it's got holes in it. It's got a textured traction pattern to it as well. So some people might like that as well if they're not going to be, I guess, hardcore off-roading or whatnot. That's a great style as well. And we see a lot of those move, especially with the people that have like wives or kids, anything within the family that they want to make it kind of, both a rock slider as well as, something friendly for the kids, the pets or whatnot to be able to get into the Grenadier. I guess we'll dive into it a little bit later, but the factory sliders are a little bit lower and hug the vehicle a little bit more. So they do have that tilt as well, but they're not really functional as like a step. And these aren't really meant to be a step, but they can be. And I guarantee they're a lot stronger than the factory sliders as well. Okay, so We've got some, I guess we'll call it like a molly panel. It's not really a molly per se, but it's a panel to put your accessories on. This is made by CA Tuned Off-Road, and this is a really good addition if you want to put like roto packs on, or a shovel, or I don't know, you name it, you could put it up on there. So there's that. That's a great addition. We'll work our way to the front, but before we do that, I mean, obviously there's a rooftop tent. This is the new Intrepid 3.0, the Geo 3.0, which I guess theoretically can fit up to 3 adults. It's wider than the 2.5, hence 3.0. But this is a really cool rooftop tent because it has a double hinge, so not like a wedge style where you lose a lot of leg room up in this area. This will actually pop up here, and then that hinge will pop up there, creating kind of like a cube or a rectangle kind of space, which is really nice. You don't feel too claustrophobic, and it's got a lot of good features built into it as well. So that's the tent that I run. I actually have 2 of them. I have the 2.5 on my Rustic Mountain Overland trailer, but I'll use this if I'm just going solo or with the kids, and if the wife wants to come. Obviously, 4 is too many for this. It's doable, but we'll bring the trailer, and then we'll have 2 rooftop tents, basically. Holding this rooftop tent, we've got the Lightner Designs crossbar kit. So I'm only running 2. They have a 4 kit as well. I didn't think that I needed the 4, but I think the 4 might help with the stability, keeping the front end from shaking. I don't see it shaking that much, but the more the better, I guess. So this is a really nice kit, and then it's got the rooftop tent quick connect brackets up here. And trust me, those are awesome. They really secure the rooftop tent, keep it from shifting. And if I ever have to take it off, I just have to unscrew like I think 2 bolts, on each corner, and then the rooftop tent can basically be popped off. So I really like that design that Lightner uses in this, I guess I'll call it their channel system. But that's a great feature. I think that does it for the side here. Let's go work our way over to the front. All right, we're at the front of the Grenadier. It has a major facelift to it. Where do we start? I guess we could start down here on the bottom. We took off the OE bumper, slapped on a CA tuned full steel bumper. Inside, we've got a Warn winch. This is the VR12. We've got Factor 55 hardware, and let's see what else. I'll get a pan of it a little bit later, but at the bottom I had the skid plate powder coated black because I just wanted it to look all clean. That's been one of the things that have always bugged me about the look of the Grenadier up front, is that the skid plate with the OE bumper, or I think it's the shape of the skid plate, the way the outside kind of goes down. It always kind of threw off the look for me, like something was off. So I just had that powder coated black, so it just all blends in and it's a clean look. Okay, speaking of clean looks, these are the KC Flex Era 4s that we created a conversion kit for the grill. We basically 3D modeled, what was here before, created this this OE style bezel around the Flex Era 4s, and then originally I had the white lens, and they come in the kit with a gold bezel, which looked great until Alan from KC approached me and said, hey, I think that black bezels and amber lens would look a lot cleaner, and I agreed. So we got that on, and I think it does look a lot cleaner. We've got this nice black bezel, kind of completes the whole look here with everything going on here. And it does look factory, and I think that's why a lot of people like this modification, because yes, there are the Bajas, but a couple things, the Bajas are circles, and that's great because that goes along with the look of the factory, Grenadier. But if you want to be a little bit different and you want to catch some eyes, then you want to go with the Flex Era 4s. They've got, the 4 lights here that are inside, and they just kind of give that squared off look that you get with the Grenadier. And the lenses are circles, so it kind of just blends everything together, in my opinion, and I like it. I like to be different, and so there's that. Those are available for pre-order from Shadowmarq. And I think we will be delivering them pretty soon, probably by the time, you know, I post this this video. What else? We've got a big Midland antenna here. 6 decibel. This is their new rugged series. They have different sizes. I think a short, a medium, and a tall. And so this is what I went with, and I really like it. I mean, some people will put it in the, you know, I've seen some Australian rigs put it in the center or something, and it's just a distraction for me personally. So I like it off on the side, but to each their own. What else? Over here, the CA Tune bumper comes with powder coated, I guess, grill covers. They're gray, or I guess you could powder coat them any color you want. I had them repowder coated black, and then I installed these SAE fog lights from Baja. These are the Squadron SAE lights. Casey also makes them as well. I just didn't have a chance to get a hold of them before I did this install. That might be something we change, who knows, but I think they look great. So these are the amber lenses, the SAE Squadrons from Baja Designs. Okay, let's see, up top, those are the new Titan, or the Gravity Titan, or the Pro. I'm getting it wrong, but these are this is the Titan light bar, new from Casey. And what's really cool about this, and I'll go ahead and flip it on and off, is that this light bar is the widest light bar. It's 9 lights, the biggest that you can get from Casey. It shines white light as well as amber. It flips back and forth. So that's really cool instead of using lenses. And then I've got this light bar that was created by Rugged Design Concepts, which is next door to our warehouse. And we work very closely with them on a lot of different designs that we've done, like historically through the Sprinter. But now it's going to be, you know, well, we're still going to do stuff with the Sprinter, but the Grenadier is going to be taking off. So that light bar is going to be available soon with this, well, I should say this light cage from Rugged Designs with Shadowmarq. It will be available with this 9 light bar Titan from Casey. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up. And I think that does it. Oh, in the front, you can't see it, but there's a King stabilizer bar. A King steering stabilizer shock underneath there. That's been a complete part of the King kit, you know, the front and rear shocks with a steering stabilizer. All right, guys, we are at the rear end of the Grenadier, and basically, I'll tell you what I did. I had the ladder, I took it off. We were gonna do some R&D parts on that to make some accessories, and I don't even really need it, you know? I mean, I'm never gonna go on the roof, and I've got the ladder for the rooftop tent, so I actually just like it clean like this, you know? So Sierra Ineos, which is the dealership that I purchased this Grenadier from, found me some of the, I guess, the ladder plugs or whatever you call them, and that kind of cleaned it all up. Spare tire, it's facing the outside. This is actually a Leitner Designs tire carrier. Originally, when you get them, it doesn't allow for the face of the wheel to face outward so that you can see the wheel, but we created a wheel spacer, if you will, that pushed it out and allowed us to do that. And if anybody's got the Leitner tire carrier, spare tire carrier, then we make the wheel adapters, and so you don't have to buy another, I guess, another carrier from another brand. If you don't want to, you know, we'll go ahead and send you a wheel spacer so that you can push your wheel out and mount it this way. This is again a 35-inch tire by 11.5, and it fits fine. It clears everything. Okay. Also moving to the back, you'll see that I've got Casey Cyclone lights out here. This is kind of like a play on the Defender. Not really copying them, but it was kind of like a cool accent look. This is part of the chase lights that we have together with the these are the Baja SAE S2s in amber, and I like the SAEs because the lens, natural to an SAE fog light, go down. They're supposed to go under, and that way you're not blinding, you know, the vehicle behind you as much. But I like these, and these have a flashing pattern due to a module that was installed in here with like hundreds of different patterns. But I'll go ahead and shine those so you can check them out. But yeah, these are Lightner Design Chase Light brackets with the Baja Designs S2s in there. What else? This came with a tow package, so we didn't have to integrate like an aftermarket tow, I guess, attachment, but that could be bought at our friends at Overland Garage 4x4. They make that, and then we will, I think they're commissioning us, but we will be making wire harnesses for those vehicles that didn't come with the tow package. We'll do a plug and play wire harness so that you can, you know, use your brake lights and, you know, all those lights that come with that. Also, because we didn't have a NATO plug, we just created our own Anderson plug here, basically tore the inside out and all the panels, and found out where the wiring was, and we created our own Anderson, I guess, auxiliary power plug for the trailer that I tow. So this is a more, I guess, a universal style that a lot of things can be adapted to, versus trying to use the NATO plug or trying to find something, you know, to fit in that and then have the end as an Anderson. Hopefully one day we'll get to that. So that looks like that does it for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside before it gets too dark, and I'll show you what I've done here. So this is the this is the factory table. I know there's a lot of brands that make tables, but I just picked this up, and it's been a great table. It's pretty solid. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit of a challenge to install, but it's a solid table, and you set it up right, and it doesn't rattle. Okay, so we've got that. We'll go into the front in a little bit, but I want to show you that obviously you can barely see anything through the back. So we've got the Wolfbox rear view camera, and we actually mounted the rear camera inside the window panel. We'll do a close up soon, and that's there, and that's a really clean look. So there's that. This is the CA tuned slide out. And this is really nice. I actually love this because it gives me 2 layers of storage, especially when I have kids that play sports. I can throw, you know, maybe the chairs or all the lighter stuff up here, their backpacks and all that other crap. And then down here, I can do all the heavy stuff, water, ice chest, fridge, you know, you name it. But this has been a great part of the inside storage setup. I don't think I really need anything else, although I know that Max at CA Tuned is developing some other things, like some what would you got, storage bin holders and stuff like that, and that's pretty cool. That's super overlandish. I need the space just for my everyday use with the kids and the family and the stuff that I pick up, you know, for work. And so I like just this is my setup so far. I don't know if I'll change it. But yeah, we'll do some close-ups so you can take a look at it. Feel free to ask me any questions. But Max CA Tune did a great job with the design. I really like it. When I saw it, I basically said I have to have it. So there's that. Let's go take a look at the inside. We're losing sunlight. So onto the inside. Okay, we're looking inside, obviously. And one of the things that I'll show you as a close-up, but as an overall view, you'll notice that under the seat, you know, on both sides, obviously, there's a lot of storage. On the other side, I carry first aid and a H2R fire extinguisher. I call that out because the H2R fire extinguisher is above and beyond all those other cheap knockoff, or I won't say knockoff, but all those cheap $30 fire extinguishers that you get at Home Depot and Walmart that spray all this white shit everywhere and basically ruin everything. The H2R fire extinguisher, we'll walk around, I'll show you if you want. But it's an expensive fire extinguisher, but it's clean. They have a clean agent. It's perfect for electric electrical fires. It puts out a lot of different types of fires. And if you've got a rig like this or a Sprinter or whatever that you've invested a lot of money into, and I guess you could be anywhere, in the city, but obviously if you're out somewhere remote, you're gonna want to be able to put out a fire because nobody's gonna help you, and this is your investment. You're spending $100,000 or thousands of dollars or whatever it is. You don't want it to burn down. So get a H2R fire extinguisher. Buy once, cry once. Okay. All right. So in here, I've got the Midland external speaker. Got the Midland external speaker under here, and I like the external speaker because when I'm driving off-road and it's super noisy, this is a really clean spot for it, and the sound will basically come up the doors, and I can hear everything so nicely versus just having the micro mobile radio or on the mic, speaker, and I can't hear shit. So that's me speaking frankly. You do want the amplified external speaker, not just the plug-in one. So you need power to run to this. Behind the speaker, you can't see it, is actual radio unit. So I'm running the Midland radio. It's the MXT 575. The 575 or the 75 series is basically allows you to hide the unit, and then you can rewire the mics wherever you want, basically by wiring like a Ethernet cable. I don't know the terms, the RJ32 or something like, I don't know, but you can rewire that anywhere throughout the vehicle. So that radio unit is under the seat. The wiring goes through the center console into the storage bin, and that's where I plug in the mic, basically. And to hold the mic, I've got the ram mount cup, I guess, holder mount that just basically jams into the cup holder. We can't use that anyway. It's a really awkward position to have a cup there, but that's the mount that I use. And then I have a mag mic that I picked off of Amazon, and that is what I use to secure the mic to the ram mount. So that's my setup there. Up there is the Wolf box. That's the G900, although they did just come out with a new one, so I might have to switch that up, but that's a really great ad. That's also available. Shadowmarq is a dealer for that, so you can get that as well for an upgrade to your Grenadier, so that you can actually see what's behind you during the day and at night. And it's really good quality. It's I think it's like 4K, and it's also a dash cam in the front, so security would have it. I mean, I think it's a perfect addition, especially for this style rig where you can't see anything from behind because you got so much gear back there, and the windows are blocked by your giant tire. So get a Wolf box rear view mirror, and you'll be happy with that, I'm sure. I've got the factory floor mats in here. I always need floor mats. There's so much mud and dirt, and I just had to have it. So I asked Sierra Ineos to hook me up on a set, and aside from that, that's it. I mean, obviously you got the auxiliary switch panels, which go to all the lights. So let's turn on some lights. Let's check it out. Okay, guys, I've got the camera at an angle so we're not blinding directly, but we wired the KC Flex Air 4s to turn on at ignition. Originally, we had a master switch for it so that it would just, we could turn it on when we wanted, but I always have them on. It's just kind of like the Baja Designs, the LPs, right? The LP6, the LP4s, the LP9s, they all have this backlight. So this also has a backlight, unlike the Baja XLs or whatever. I don't know if those other lights that I'm seeing out there, like the Nachos or the Rigids, if they have backlighting in here, but I really like this. It's a really cool look, and I'll go ahead and turn on the lights. I'll go ahead and turn on the ambers as well on the Titan bar up there. All right, since the car is not on, I'll go ahead and switch on the power on the auxiliary, and then I'll put on the whites. These are the whites. Super bright. Just love these lights. All right, so you got white light to spot all the way down the road, up top. And then white always overpowers, or I guess takes priority over amber. So I'm going to turn the whites off on this switch. This is turning off external 2, and I'll turn on external 3. External 3 is the ambers. So this is perfect because the sun is setting, and so you get to see the lights really nice. So these are the ambers, and this is just a really nice glow. But I will say that you can't drive with these on the streets legally. In direct light, they are bright as fuck. So they do look nice here, but you don't want to be the guy facing these lights or directly in front of this vehicle for sure. These, on the other hand, are dimmer. So the Flexera 4s are a lot softer as far as a backlight. So yeah, you can keep those on, all night long. But yeah, these off-road use only. And actually, a good point about these amber lights is that off-roading, for a chase light, usually when you're off-road and doing a night run and you've got your ambers on, like on my Sprinter I've got Baja Design LP 4s on the rack. Man, you can't turn those on. Actually, I've got LP6s and the grill on the Sprinter. You cannot turn those on without blinding the person in front of you. I know they have a high-low setting, but they are still bright. And so these are a perfect, solution to that. If you want to go with these KC lights, they're a nice amber, and you're not going to blind anybody as bad, as the Baja Designs. That's not a bad thing necessarily, just a preference. But you're still going to get that chase, this is still going to cut through the dust, so the vehicles behind you know where you are. So that works out. Let's see. Let's roll it to the back. I'll show you some of the chase lights that we set up, and that way you can see the pattern that I set up. And of course you can set it up. I'll have to find the module, the name of that, but you can set up hundreds of different patterns. I just liked this one that we did. All right, we're at the back. Again, we have the KC Cyclone V2s as chase lights in conjunction with the Baja S2s. These are the SAE version. So I'll go ahead and turn these on. We wired these to an internal switch, which would be, let's see, internal 1. There's so many switches here. Okay. Unlike the other switches that have pictures on them or words that tell you what they are, we just kind of have to remember, internal switch 1, 2, external switch 1 through 6 or whatever it is. Okay, so this is the pattern that I've got. And I don't know if you can tell through the camera, but they are not blinding you. They're because the beam pattern is low, but they're still bright. So again, another great solution to a chase light. You're gonna get the awareness from the driver behind you, but you're not gonna blind the fuck out of them. Then these KCs, Cyclone 2, they've got the ring around. I really like it. Also, it is noted to say that I definitely wanted the flashers in here, and I wanted the SAE and these Cyclones to be a little bit dimmer, because if I'm on the side of the road, I want to put these flashers on. I don't want to blind the vehicles behind me necessarily, but I also don't want to get pancaked, by a vehicle that's not paying attention. So if I'm on the side of the road, I'm definitely having these on. And if it's a problem with a police officer or whatever, we'll take that up at that time, but at least I won't be dead. All right, guys. A little close-up of the Wolf box. This is the G900. Just look at this. Who wouldn't want this instead of your plain mirror? And I had a LCD mirror before, and I was able to convert the mount to it. But on this one, it's a little bit different. It's got this style up here, and we weren't able to figure out how to find an adapter for that. But Wolfbox is a great solution because it just wraps around the existing mirror, which is pretty simple already. So it's still a clean look. I'm happy with it. And that image quality is really good. I mean, yeah, it can get grainy a little bit at night, but it's a lot better than not being able to see anything. G900, and I forgot the name of the new one, but it's probably like a G900 Plus or something like that. I'll get more info on that later, but that's that. Here's the close-up of the mount. So it's in the cup holder. This is a RAM mount cup holder. Forgot the name of it, but that was on Amazon as well. There's the mic set up. A little hard to see in here, but you can undo the wire there, and then you could just store this in here. I just keep it there because I don't want to deal with it, but you could store it in there if you wanted to. All right, so that's that. Let's see, what else? I think that pretty much does it. Obviously, these are all standard. We can go over wiring in another video if you'd like. All the lights that we're going to be, I guess, selling, the KC kit, grill lights, as well as the light bar up here, we're going to try to provide a plug-and-play harness. We're working on that, kind of like to go with, I guess not go with, but along the lines of our product line of wire harnesses, like the not factory tow, package, but I guess I'll call it the aftermarket. If you're going to get an aftermarket tow hitch, then we will make a wiring harness for that, as well as, I guess, if you wanted a wiring harness for the chase light. Just let me know in the comments what you need. If you're all about plug and play, you want to do this on your driveway, you want to make it easy on your installer, we'll make that, I guess. What else here? Here's a head-on. Nice close look of the flexor for this bezel here. I know we're losing a lot of light, but the texture, we've got the OE texture there. We added some defining lines in there to make it look really, I guess, stand out a little bit more classy, I guess, if you would say. But yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, stand out. If you don't want to go circle, you're going to spend the money on upgrading your lights. Get something different, in my opinion. All right, ladies and gents, that does it for my walk around my Grenadier tour. I will definitely have more videos to post about specific things. I know the Kings are a new thing that just came out. I probably forgot to mention that we came out with a big brake kit as well from Rotora. That is a 6-piston front, 4-piston rear, and if you've seen the brakes on this, if you've had your tires off, you could imagine why we would want to upgrade the brakes to something significantly better. So more on that as well, but that's it for now. Again, leave some comments. Let me know what else you'd like to learn more specifically, pros, cons, what you like and possibly don't like about this. But it's going to continue to grow, especially as SEMA's coming up. So stay tuned for more. We'll talk to you later.